So welcome to the new season, everybody. The interviews we did with the players last year were an amazing success, so we wanted to continue doing it again. As with last year, we had a big change of squad, so it's an excellent opportunity for people who don't get to come to fan forums to meet some of our new players and some of our retained players as well. So, Brad, is that what you'd like to be called by the fans? Is Brad's fine, is it? Yeah. No nicknames or anything?
No, you'll probably hear a few, but yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Welcome to the club. I know you attended the fans forum earlier in pre-season, so we didn't obviously get as many people there that will be watching this. So for people who didn't get to go to pre-season or don't know you from before, what position do you play, and tell us a little bit about how you like to play the game?
Yeah, sure. So I like to play midfield, see myself as an attacking midfielder. So like an 8 or a 10. I like to get on the ball, like to score, assist, hopefully a few set pieces as well. So hopefully it all comes together in the season.
So we saw in pre-season you play your game predominantly through the centre, like you say, an 8 or a 10. But are you right-footed, left-footed?
Yeah, right-footed. I wish I was both-footed, but if I can avoid using my left foot, then I do. But yeah, right-footed predominantly.
And how did you find pre-season? So not just the football, integrating with the squad. You know.
Well, because this is obviously such a new squad. Having so many new players makes it easier in a way. You're not going into like an already established group. Gaza, Charlie were there, and both of them I kind of knew before I went in anyway. So it was quite nice. A lot of the new signings that we've made have come from their individual clubs as well, or from previous clubs. So everyone kind of knows each other a little bit. Norfolk football is quite, well known in between. All of the different players know each other. Played against each other for so many years that it's nice to then be on the same side of them. The pre-season's been good. It's been obviously different to other pre-seasons in that we've had such a big change. There's not been much that's kind of carried on from previous years. It's been everyone kind of feeling each other out. A lot of tough running, a lot of good games, and yeah, excited to get the season underway today.
Excellent. So you said it's quite a tight-knit family, really, Norfolk football, isn't it?
Definitely.
So you obviously played at Step 4 last year with Wroxham. What made you want to come to Dereham, and what made a lot of your teammates from last year want to come to Dereham?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, it's easy sitting here and saying it now, but from an outsider perspective, seeing the club obviously drop down to step 5 this year, to be honest, kind of made the decision for me. Obviously, last year it was a lot of travel for yourselves, being in the Midlands League. So coming down and obviously wanting to try something new. As I say, I knew Charlie. I knew a couple of the other lads as well, and to be honest, I'd known Toasty since I was about 5 years old. The first team that I ever played with him was Toasty's Tigers for Lakeford when we were younger. So I've known him for a lot of years, so it's probably been coming for quite a while.
So it must be helpful knowing a lot of people, especially knowing the manager. Definitely. Coming into this level, and it was coming to Dereham or playing for Dereham or playing for Toasty specifically something you've always had your eye on doing?
Definitely, as I say, because everyone kind of knows all of the clubs in Norfolk. I've always been aware of Dereham and played here a few times, and know the sort of following that it has, know the size of the club, and as it was such a big reset this year, I think that was probably why it was so attractive for me to come here. Being part of something that's being built from the ground up and joining at the start is exciting. This is very much something that I personally see as years and years rather than just a season. And hopefully, if things go well on the pitch and the club progresses, then I'm joining at a point where I'm then have been sort of part of it for the whole journey.
Well, we're a very welcoming club, and we feel like we're a club on the grow as well. Obviously, we've got some infrastructure improvements that are being made constantly as well. So the new change rooms, for instance, is something you guys will see today and going into the Brantham game. But was that the infrastructure, was that a draw for you as well? That the fact that the club is growing off the pitch as well as trying to grow on it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you say, I've only been here probably 3-4 weeks, but even in the start of that time to now, the change in just the appearance of the club, the work that the volunteers have put in to improve things and just make it look as professional as possible for us players is so appreciated. The general setup of it all is really impressive. Obviously, it's got the desert side and a lot of the lads that have stepped up from Desert to come into like first team training have been really impressive as well. So the whole setup of the club, it's a really well run. Obviously met the chairman as well, and just really good people that are sort of throughout the club. So yeah, no complaints.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying being here. I'm glad you chose to come here. So like I say, you're very welcome. Thurlow non-football though. So last year you played at Step 4,
Yep.
and you played at Wroxham last year. Were you at Wroxham when they were in this division last time, or what experience have you got in this division?
So I made my debut for Wroxham when I was 17. So when they were in the at Step 4 before, it was right as the club was sort of getting they went down that year. But as that season came to an end, I then went to America. So I was out there for 4 years, played with Charlie, and then came back to Wroxham at the end of that. The 3 seasons that I had back in non-league men's football was the first year at this level we were 10 unbeaten. We won 10 in a row for the first year. Then COVID cut that season short. Second season we then got promoted from the league, and then the league after that at Step 4 we then finished in the top 10. So pretty successful hopefully for the 3 years that I've had back in men's football, and hopefully this year I'll carry on that trend.
It's a familiar story we have with Dessa and everybody else going to America and everything. Whereabouts in America did you play?
Yeah, so I was at Bryan College. I think there's a few of the lads, obviously Charlie, Joe Gorham, Jason Ward, that are all part of Dessa here, that had then gone, Lewis Perkins as well, who's kind of now come back in. And yeah, brilliant experience. Absolutely loved every minute of it, and I couldn't recommend it more to the younger lads who are debating doing it. Sort of the foundations it gave me as a person as well as a footballer.
Yeah.
I say footballer loosely, but yeah.
We've signed you for football. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hopefully. But yeah, the best experience ever. And coming back here has allowed me to thankfully be in a position where I can make some money from football on top of obviously my full-time job. So yeah, just the best.
So what state was that in America?
As in Tennessee.
So that's in the, my geography of America isn't brilliant. That's in the south, isn't it?
Yeah, quite religious. So it was a really, it was a Christian college. So definitely a different sort of experience, different culture. The motto for the college was Christ above all. So, it was everywhere you looked. But as you say, I like learning about it. I enjoyed seeing the different side of the world, I suppose. Yeah. And as I say, coming back here and then, coming back to sort of what I'm more used to and normality. Yeah. That's, I see it every day in my work life, in football, how I sort of try to carry myself as a person. Yeah. I can't thank all the people that are out there enough for helping me get to this point.
Well, I'm glad you had a positive experience out there, and hopefully it's made you a better player. And in football terms, you learn a lot from playing in different styles and different places, don't you? Which leads me sort of on to last season, Joe, which wasn't as positive on the football pitch for Dereham Town. Obviously, we got relegated last year. You're one of the 2 first-team players who we've retained, and from a fan's perspective, we're really, really glad we have retained you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think a lot of the feedback I got from the supporters last year, from you, was how tenacious you were in midfield. It was obviously a very tough physical league. We've documented that 100 times when we talked about the Northern Premier League, Midlands Division last year. What differences around the change room and around the squad? Obviously, the squad's different. When I've been to all the pre-season games, there's a smile on everybody's face and all that sort of thing. So, how optimistic are you this season, and what's different from how you started last season?
Yeah, massively. I think, as Brad said, we're a new group coming together, but a lot of the lads knew each other from previous clubs, so that makes it helpful. It's helpful. Everyone gets on so well. I mean, off the pitch, on the pitch, we're having a laugh. But we've got good leaders in the group, which I think we lacked last season a little bit. As we spoke about before, there's quite a lot of young lads last season with not as much experience, which I think you need at that level and at this level, which we've got this season. We've got like Watto, who was a captain, Rizzo, got a lot of experience and just good people. It's massive. I spoke to Toasty a lot over the summer, and we just knew we needed good people into the club, and we've got it. I'm really excited for the season.
Do you feel if we'd had the squad we had now at this time last year, things would have been different?
I think it's easy to sit here and say, yeah, it probably would. Yeah. You just don't know. Football's a funny game. I'd like to think so, but again, you just don't know. Last season, the squad was kind of just chucked together a little bit because obviously the situation we were in. I think we've done all right. I know we got relegated, but from what situation we were in, I mean, 4th from bottom and the points tally we got probably in some leagues would keep you up. But yeah, it's hard to say whether this team would keep us up. But I think from what I've seen in pre-season,
Well, yeah, and that's absolutely fair enough. But we despite how the season ended, we obviously had a good cup run in the County Cup, and we had some highs as well as the lows. A lot of the road trips we had with the fans on the coach and the cocktail parties on board and stuff like that. So there was some smiles along the way, wasn't there? And if I had to pick a particular high point, I don't know if you share this, it would be getting a point on the road against the eventual league champions when we went to Stamford. Yeah. Despite the fact they run out of beer at half time, it didn't affect how you guys played. There were highs along the road as well, weren't there? Yeah. What were your? Have you got any particular highlights from last season?
I think I'd agree. The Stamford one. I think getting to the final in the Senior Cup, that Wroxham semi-final. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I know it's probably a sore subject, but that was a great night. I think that kind of speared us on into the end of the season. Obviously, we didn't come out with the outcome we wanted, but that night at Carrow Road was massive. I think it was nice. I know we didn't win. I know the result weren't great, but it was a nice way to end the season playing at Carrow Road. So hopefully we'll match it this season with this squad.
Fingers crossed, and you're on record now. So same question I asked Brad really. Pre-season, how do you feel that's gone for you? You were on the score sheet against CBS, weren't you?
Yeah, first time.
How do you feel your pre-season's gone?
Yeah, kind of just reiterating what Brad said. I think it's gone really well. We're a new group. It's going to be a process getting used to playing with each other. Of course it is, but the players we've got, lads we've brought in, we've got a really good side. Just learning about each other, which is massive, which we've done over pre-season. First few games of the season, we'll kind of piece other bits together. But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed it. Toasty's obviously been good, busy, happy little puppy, as we said earlier. And as we know, he obviously loves an ice cream in the sun, doesn't he, on Toasty? So no, he's had a good summer. I think he's enjoying it more as well, which is massive. So,
excellent.
But no, it's been good.
So we don't want to talk too much about where, like you said, about comparing teams from this year and last year and what our aspirations will be this year. But just on a personal note, have you got any personal aspirations or anything? And you can both answer this if you want. What you want to achieve, any goals you want to? I know goals are probably a bad term, but any aspirations you've got this season?
Yeah, I try not to put a number on anything in terms of assists or goals. I just want to perform consistently, help the team where I can. That is the main thing, just being consistent week in, week out without putting numbers on anything. And then obviously if I can contribute with goals and assist a bit more than I did last season, obviously that'd be nice. But yeah, just consistency.
You're the same, Brad,
I'm saying.
You can say goals if you want.
Yeah,
you've already told me you're an attacker. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I have my own sort of targets of what I set out for, but I very much like to keep that, not to myself, but I feel a lot better when I'm relaxed when I'm playing, and hopefully that will sort of transpire to the team goals that we've got as well. It's no secret that this isn't a Step 5 club. This should be at Step 4 at least. So the goal is obviously to get promoted this year, and if we can do that with a few runs in the Cups, then that would be ideal. We're in the Vars this year. So again, that's something that we've definitely targeted as having a good run. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We've got a good group, and if it happens, then if everyone's putting 100% effort in and pointing in the same direction, then it's only going to go well.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I'll book my hotel at Wembley.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The date's been announced, so I know where I'm going now. So Brad talked a little bit about his Thurlow Nunn experience with Wroxham, and last year obviously played in our league. And Thurlow Nunn experience for you personally then, what sort of Thurlow Nunn experience have you got?
I played in the first division, so Step 6 with Kings and Reserves. I think I made my debut when I was 16. Played there for a couple of years, so racked up quite a few appearances in the league below. I've never played at Step 5, so kind of a bit of a new challenge for me, but I think last season's probably put me in good stead for it. Much different league, probably to what we're going into. So, but yeah, no, played at Step 6 quite a bit. So yeah, I'm excited to see what Step 5 holds.
I'm glad you like a challenge.
Yeah.
6, 4, then 5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A new level every year, aren't you? Yeah. So obviously we're really glad that you've stayed here. Speaking as a supporter and fan engagement and stuff like that, we're really glad you were one of the players, along with Charlie, that we wanted to keep. What made you want to stay here, if you know what I mean? So obviously there was the disappointment last year,
of course,
and players are free to come and go and do what they want after times like that. It's not uncommon to see an exodus after a relegation. But what made you want to stay at Dereham Town?
I want to get it back where it belongs, really. That's the main thing. But also I think when I joined, I just left Kings Lynn and I wasn't enjoying football probably as much as I could be. Came here and just loved it. The fans, staff, Toasty, everyone's made me feel so welcome. So came to the end of last season, there was no other place really I wanted to be. Wanted to come back here and enjoy my football again. That's the main thing. And then I knew the type of team we were going to put together, which Toasty's done. He wasn't just waffling as he does sometimes.
And of course, you get to spend more time doing interviews, spending more time with the media team
yeah,
as well.
it's the exact thought. Yeah. But no, yeah.
The setup obviously on the pitch will be slightly different because the challenge will be different. I mean, we know that. Do you see your role as slightly different? Like speaking purely as positional, tactical football question.
Yeah.
Do you see your role as different, or can we expect to see you playing a similar role this year?
I don't know. I'm happy to play wherever the team need me, but I think it'd be nice to think I have a little bit more freedom this year. Yeah. I think last season I was very much sit in midfield and kind of do that job, the nitty gritty part. But I think this season I can be a little bit more expressive. Always before I was an attacking player. So I think I can do both sides now. Like I said earlier, it was a good experience last season in not a completely different position, but I was playing a different role as such. Yeah. Now I can put that with my attacking play. So yeah, I guess so. But like I said, just help the team where I can really.
Yes, I've seen from pre-season we've signed a lot of. There's more midfield competition for places, isn't there, this year? I think that's fair.
Yeah, massively. Yeah.
So last year, I didn't know you until last year, but looking at the way you played, you looked like you were playing quite a hold-in position. You were being held back a little bit. We have players who can do that now as well. So is that what you mean?
Yeah, going forward a little bit more. I can do both. I can sit in if needs be. I could do the box-to-box one. So I'm quite versatile in terms of that. But yeah, like I said, it would be nice to have a bit more freedom going forward. Hopefully create a little bit more this year. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
And obviously, since you joined the club, we've had an increase in the supporters because so many of the Gascoignes come to the games now as well, don't they? And hopefully they'll all be here today as well. It's fantastic to see everyone coming and supporting you. Yeah. Brad, do you have a travelling fan group that follow you around?
You'll probably hear my mum coughing before anyone else, but they'll come. She'll definitely bring the dog, so that's a good start point. Obviously, the club
we are a dog-friendly club now.
Exactly, which is brilliant. I think that's important.
I have actually heard news on that, by the way. Toasty's told me he's gone on the speakers. He's putting "Who Let the Dogs Out" on the
I'll make sure I get some audio footage of that, and I'll tweet it out.
Really nice that. I'd like to think so. I know there's a lot of people that are coming today. I'm really lucky. I've got a good family behind me that always support me. Really looking forward to it.
Well, they'll be more than welcome to come and join us in the usual spots the fan base sort of frequent around Aldis Park. Since I've got two attackers on the first interview of the season, there's a question that came in through Twitter actually. Do you guys actually practice your goal celebrations? Was the question, and if so, what have you got planned for us this year?
I've seen Spoons doing it a little bit in training. Every time he scores, he wheels off to the corner, but I don't practice too much. You
were quite muted against CBS.
It was like just a casual one, Greg. Just a casual one. Yeah, we'll see. Might get a little bit wild if I score today. Top might come off and all sorts, but we'll find out.
You've got to have a good celebration.
Gascoigne. You're not wrong, mate.
And another question that is repeatedly asked around the fan base. On the coach, we did songs, didn't we? Initiation songs. Does this mean that you're exempt from an initiation song?
Yeah, it does. I've done mine, Greg. So all pressure on Brad today. I think he's been spun at you onto the.
If anyone can't remember it, we have some time now. If you want to do it again.
Oh, sore throat. Really, so.
You don't want to go hoarse before the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So you'll be doing an initiation song. Have you done it already? Or?
I've heard a few rumours that it will be in the clubhouse after the game today. So hopefully 3 points.
You do know that's not a rumour now. There's a camera.
I know, Hopefully this will go out after I've sung and then no one will see it. But I think there's a few lads that will be singing tonight. So
no spoilers. Do you know what you're going to say?
No, but I'll happily say Cheryl Cole, Fight for This Love. Always will be. No changes. Hopefully no one's recording though.
It's good that as long as you know the words, then you're halfway
100%,
there, right?
I've had a few practices in the car on the way here, so.
So the last thing is obviously you'd expect supporters, club, everyone to be really pumped up on a day like today.
Yep.
You know, the club's desperately in need of something to be happy about, isn't it, after last season? And I know you've touched on it on previous questions, but is that feeling replicated in the change room? Do you feel that when you leave here and go into that change room, it will be buoyant? We've got new speakers and screens and stuff in there now, but are you expecting to walk into a buoyant change room where everyone's really up for it?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got massive characters in the dressing room, which we didn't have. So there's loud lads, there's lads that aren't so loud, and everyone just kind of mixes in. So I think we're all pushing in the same direction. I think the change room will be buzzing today.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
everything's kind of been set up for us to now go and
Yeah, of
obviously
course.
do the job on the pitch. So, the changing room, the work that people have put in to get the club up to the standard that it is now.
Yep.
The last step is for us to go and
Yep.
make it all worth something, really. So,
Well, we're looking forward to it. We the fans who've been to all the pre-season have all said that we feel the squad's strong. We like to see people wanting to be here, playing with a smile on their face. We're delighted with the signings and the players that we've retained. We really think we're in for a good season now.
Yep.
So that's the end of your questions. You'll be glad to hear about it. What we've said we'll do on these interviews is there's two more things to do. One, we're going to do a football quiz for everyone who turns up here. And to anyone who didn't hear off camera, Brad is very competitive about this. He's desperate to finish top of the
Greg,
league.
don't set me up. Don't set
He
me
has
up.
absolutely no idea. I said I wouldn't put any pressure on him, but unfortunately I get nervous in front of the camera, so I've just said it.
So do I.
So what we're going to do is I've got some questions, some envelopes ready. You'll pick one out. You'll get given 30 seconds, and you'll give me as many examples on each topic as possible, and that'll be your league score for the season. So at least you're getting it out of the way early.
Yeah,
no
pressure.
Joe will do his second as well, and then after that, the quiz. There's a surprise after. Toasties has prepared a question for me to ask both of you as well.
Brilliant.
Which I haven't read yet, so we'll see how that goes. There might be some editing
Yeah,
required.
I was gonna say, what do we-
All right. Okay. So, there's one for every player in the squad here, but they're not named. So, if you just pick an envelope at random, anyone.
For that one.
That's the one I wanted to
Do you want me to pick one as well?
Just practicing my magician. Yeah, pick it now and then just keep hold of it.
I'm going to go orange.
So, who wants to go first?
Go on, Spoons, mate. Set the
Ask for
standard.
your envelope then, mate.
Right, okay.
Oh, I can't look at it, though.
No, you can't look at it.
I'm more
No,
nervous to
practice.
this now.
I know you're a teacher, Joe, but we're not doing homework. All right, so I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. And then I'm going to ask you to name as many Serie A clubs
Oh my word. Right.
currently as you can.
Blimey.
Don't worry, don't start yet. I haven't got my...
Come
I
on,
don't
that's
need
going to
my
be
pen.
horrible.
Right,
we
let me
good?
know when you're ready.
Okay. Go on then.
Go on.
Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Bologna, Udinese. God, that was Norfolk. Genoa,
That's 7.
Hellas Verona. Are they in there?
Yep, 8.
Sampdoria, Fiorentina.
No, but yes.
No.
9. 2, 1.
No,
It's not bad, that, Spoons.
I was
It's not
hoping you'd
bad.
get into
mate.
double figures. considering
Yeah,
how
I know,
confident
I
you were.
know.
You did say before you were nervous and it was your first interview, but 9 was your score. That's a good one. Do you
Is
want me to name them all? So,
Yeah, go on, put me on. the list.
Atlanta, Bologna, Cagliari, Empoli, Fiorentina, Frosinone. Matt Castellan to help me with the translation there, but I don't know. Genoa, Inter Milan, Juventus, Lazio, Lecce, AC Milan, Monza, Napoli, Roma, Salernitana, Sassuolo, Torino, Udinese, and Verona.
A few bankers missed, but
9. What do you reckon,
I'm
Joe?
secretly happy. with
Oh, I
that
weren't
one,
bigging
right?
myself up, Greg. I was just humble at the start. Wasn't I? So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so 9 is what you've got to beat. You're also going to be naming football teams
Oh, God.
Busy Premier League,
from
not
step
fuming.
1 of non-league.
Oh,
so that's
dear
the
me.
conference. Okay.
I'm struggling already, Greg.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't want to give you a clue, but you made your Kingsland debut against one of these. So
Shit.
ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Aldershot, Altrincham. Oh, dear. Barnet,
Yep.
Chesterfield,
Yep.
Boreham Wood.
Yep.
Oh, no.
10 seconds to go. You've got 5.
Who stitched me up
I
with
got
this one,
9,
by the way?
just seen
Oh, this is horrible from me.
Try doing the other letters of the alphabet. You've only done A, B, C so far.
Yeah.
2.
Dorking Wanderers.
So you got 6.
I'll
you
take
have
it. That's
that
humble.
last one, that was 6. Do you want me to read them all out for you?
Yes, you can. Yeah, that's fine.
So you did them in alphabetical order at the beginning. Aldershot, Altrincham, Barnet, Boreham Wood. You missed Bromley and then skipped to Chesterfield. Dagenham, Redbridge, got Dorking, and then you left the rest of the alphabet out. So Eastleigh, Ebbsfleet, Fylde, Gateshead, Halifax, Hartlepool, Kidderminster, Maidenhead, Oldham, Oxford, Rochdale, Solihull, Southend, Wilston, Woking and York.
You did better than I would have done.
Yeah,
So
take it.
obviously you're happier than
I am now, yeah, definitely.
I'm out of the race already, aren't I? First day of the season. Unbelievable.
well, we haven't decided how many times you can do an interview. We
It's
haven't
true,
we
yeah.
haven't set these rules
Beer
up
every
yet.
week, yeah.
Okay, so Toasty wanted me to fit this into the interview. He said, "Can I do a surprise question from the gaffer for both of you?"
Oh dear.
So to Brad, please. I wish I'd read these first. Please explain why you're afraid of chickens.
See, he's been doing this all pre-season. So I don't like chicken to eat. I don't know what it is. I've always, just my whole life, never liked it. I think he keeps getting this confused. I have a phobia of crabs. That's what I have like a fear of. I've no idea what it's called. I have no idea why. I just hate them. If I see one, I get repulsed. My stomach goes, and honestly, I have to get away. So there's no chicken truth, but other than I don't like it. But yeah, the crabs definitely.
Okay, so at least we caught you out. Well,
Exactly.
I own loads of chickens, so at least mine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll be fine with them. Just can't eat them.
Gaz,
Yeah, I'm nervous for
the
this.
question for you is, can you use your laces?
Yeah,
Can you explain what that means?
I'm not going to say too much, Greg, because he's going to fine me for a nibble. But he's convinced that I just shoot with my side foot all the time. But we'll just leave it at that because I don't want to go too much. I don't want to go too much into it before I get fined. So
I thought it was going to be. I thought you'd done your laces up.
oh no.
You can't do his.
Lads, thank you so much. It's been a real success doing this for the first interview of the season. Good luck today, and thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Top man, Greg.